Listen, man, call me a Sonic Central when I'm in the middle of your living room planting a seed in a bomb. Hey, everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the Gamescapes. Today, and only today, we are here to talk about, that's right, the next Sonic Central that I believe is actually closer than we all think, right? Where, it's March today, new month, new energy, and I think it is finally time for SEGA to wake up a little bit and talk about Sonic stuff, because they've been pretty quiet, this first part of the year, and I think it's time we get the ball rolling, and let me tell you why. Now, first, let's remember what Takahashi Iizuka said in December, right? This past year was the biggest year in Sonic history, including the release of the movie sequel, new titles like Sonic Origins and Frontiers, and the Netflix animation Sonic Prime. We are preparing a second wave to keep fans happy and maintain the momentum going into 2023. We already have announced additional content for Sonic Frontiers, but there's a lot more outside of that, so please look forward to it. So obviously Iizuka knew what he was saying here, and I think it's pretty clear with what we know and what we can understand that this year is sort of going to be like Sonic DLC, right? It's going to be like very much like expanded parts of what we have today, what we got last year and what's going to continue from it. Obviously, the first thing being the Sonic Frontiers DLC, right? We've all been waiting for it. They announced it in December. It is now March. It feels like it's time to talk about it. We also had Kishimoto on Twitter saying production of the first wave is nearly done. He said that about 2 weeks ago, and I think it's time for it, especially because update 1, when you really think about it, I feel like the hardest thing to implement for the team that they've been working on is the new challenge modes. But I also think at the same time that update 1 is going to be significant because it's also going to be a big patch for the game, right? A lot of things and physics might be updated. We've seen the team, Kishimoto on Twitter addressing that, little things and bugs in the game that could be fixed and changed. So I feel like update 1 is not only going to have, the jukebox photo mode and the challenge mode, it's going to have a lot of quality of life fixes. At least I'm hoping. Obviously, nothing is confirmed, but I'm hoping update 1 also brings in new stuff over there like that. So that's going to be really cool. And obviously, I'm excited to see what's in update 1. Like I said, I've said this before, but I hope the jukebox has more than just Frontier songs. It'd be cool if they had songs from other games and you could swap them at any moment. Like, how cool would it be if you can go to a Titan Fight and play Live and Learn? That'd be fire, right? Photo mode with all the mods that are out there with the different costumes and lighting stuff is going to be fire. So I'm absolutely stoked for that. And then when it comes to the challenge mode, again, like anything could happen with that, right? It could be like you have a set amount of rings and you're going through all the bosses. It could be, you're just fighting enemies one by one in a gauntlet. It could be a survival mode. It's really hard to tell what it'll be, but again, we're getting near it. It's very exciting, and I think it's finally time to speak up on it. I don't think we're going to see anything from, the character DLC, unless they really just want to be like, hey, part 1 is coming here, part 2 is going to be later this summer, stay tuned to it, and then here's like a teaser image of something for part 3 or what kind of gameplay you are going to see in there. Either way, it feels like it's finally time for this. Game's going to be 4 to 5 months old in March, and I think it's time to get the ball re-rolling on the DLC. Next up, Sonic Origins Plus. Now, we already know this is a real thing. Like, this is a thing. It's happening. It got rated in the Korean rating board, which always means the game is real. So it's a matter of, seeing it. We just need to see what is Sonic Origins Plus. We've talked about it before. There aren't really any leaks or rumors really to go by, but again, I'm guessing it's going to feature Amy playable, maybe Metal Sonic, and then maybe, I know it's hard to tell what they're going to include. Are they going to include, chaotics? Are they going to include more modern stuff? Like, are we going to get some, some of the handheld stuff in there? I doubt it, but like, I feel like for the most part, it's going to be, fixing a lot of the issues people have with it. Adding a character playable or two, maybe adding another mode in there, that would be really fire. But I think for the most part, it's going to be that. Maybe now, like I said, stuff like, spin ball or what's called 3D, or chaotics or 3D blast. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I do hope there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of new cool updates for the game. And again, it's happening. It's just a matter of seeing it. And next up, let's not forget we have the Knuckles show, right? Last year, they announced that Knuckles is going to get his own spin-off series, and I think it's finally time to see that, or at least hear about what they're cooking. Maybe get a release date for it, maybe get a screenshot of what it's going to be, maybe even just a synopsis, have the director be like, hey, the Knuckles show is going to have him meeting this, and we're going to announce a new character that'll join, and maybe that's where they introduce someone like, Arouge the Bat or the Chaotix or something. I feel like it is time, to start talking about what's going on with that, especially with movie 3 being like really far off. It's going to be next December, not even this one. So I feel like with the Knuckles series, maybe it's not fully ready, but it was announced for this year, and I feel like, if they at least show it, maybe it's gonna come out in the summer, that would be fire. And again, like I said, it feels like it's finally time to talk about this stuff. Next up, remasters, right? Sega has mentioned multiple times that they are still interested in doing remasters. We had Sonic Colors Ultimate, so it feels like it's finally time to get on to the next remaster. It's been what, 2 years since actually Sonic Colors Ultimate, and I feel like, you know, Unleashed feels like it makes sense for now. You know, I feel like for the most part that seems like the most likely, that or Generations, right? Just to sort of have that out there, or Adventure 1 and 2 remasters. Either way, it feels like some sort of remaster of some kind is on its way. I don't want to get too deep into it. I made a whole video talk about what could be the next Sonic remaster, but I feel like a remaster announcement is imminent, whether it's 2D or 3D, something. I feel like, you know, Sega wants to keep pumping it out. They keep doing it for Yakuza, they've done it for Monkey Ball, they've done it for Sonic. Like, it seems like it's just part of Sega's wheelhouse, and they want to keep it going, so I could totally see that. And then also what I want to talk about was the Sonic Symphony. This is another indicator of what could be coming next. Now, the Sonic Symphony was announced, you know, about a year ago to go on a worldwide tour, but we still don't have, you know, what's it called, dates for the shows or anything. So I feel like, you know, you could also use a Sonic Central to finally date where some of these are going to take place. Maybe some of them are going to feature Kellen Quinn, like, you know, so he can play stuff like Undefeatable and all these. That would be fire. If there were certain shows that, you know, had Kellen Quinn because of where they were, oh my god, I would lose my, I will 100% go to a symphony where I can hear something like Undefeatable or Find Your Flame or all those songs live. Like, I would lose my mind. But I feel like that might be something as part of the special sauce they're cooking for the symphony, which is why they've been taking a long time, you know, to give the dates on that. Of course, another one, Sonic Prime, right? Obviously big on Netflix, you know, had a very successful run. People really loved it, and we could get a teaser of the next part. I don't think it'll come out that soon. I checked, you know, Cuphead. I think Cuphead came out in February, the first part, and then second part came out around August. So it seems like maybe for a lot of their shows, there's like a 6 to 8 month gap between, you know, the episodes. So I feel like we're probably gonna get part 2 of Prime around the summertime. So maybe they could tease it, but I don't think it's a guarantee. But again, I feel like they probably will show, and I think they have more episodes in the can than we even think. Next up, let's talk about the Olympic Games. Now, you might be thinking this is weird, right? But next year, Paris Olympics, right? Again, we have yet to not see them make one of these things. And remember, Sega currently has only the rights to the Summer Olympics, not the Winter Olympics. So it makes sense if they continue to train, announce, you know, the Paris 2024 Olympics. And also remember, Sega makes these games, so it makes sense that they show them within a Sonic Central and we see what's next. Again, these games aren't crazy. There was a job listing to work on one of these things, you know, recently on one of their websites. So I feel like, hey, it makes sense, you know, to grab just Sonic, and Mario at the Olympics, announce it here and just drop another one. And hopefully there's some cool stuff. I did like the little pixel art events they had in the 2020 version. The online was pretty solid. So just add more characters, make it a dumb thing, and again, just something I think they'll announce. And last but not least, mobile, right? They still have that Sonic, you know, the speedrunners game. And also remember, there was a job listing last year for a new Sonic mobile game. Remember, Sega Hardlight are looking for a lead artist who can drive both the art and the art team on a new exciting edition narrative-driven platform game. You can be an art environment leader with the proven track record of a senior artist looking for a stellar career as lead artist. You'll be in the forefront of our new titles. You will help drive both artistic vision and the internal art team to produce high quality art, effective communication, and all that stuff. This is for the team at Hardlight, which works on the Sonic stuff. So it seems like they have some kind of Sonic mobile game cooking. It makes sense, you know, they make money off those things, and it'd be cool to see another Sonic mobile game. Maybe something that, like, I know, I'm sort of tired of, you know, the 3-lane running around. I would definitely be down for something that's more like gameplay driven. I would even fall down, you know, the rabbit hole of, you know, a true Sonic gacha where it is you get your 5 stars, your 3 stars, your events and stuff like that. I know they kind of do that in Sonic Speed Battle, but it's not the same. I want to be able to do maybe a bit more action, maybe do a child garden. Either way, it feels like mobile is still in Sega's wheelhouse, so it makes sense for them to, you know, announce something with that. But yeah, with all of that in the can, it feels like we are genuinely getting close to a big, you know, field of announcements. I doubt, you know, that it's probable that, you know, we're gonna get all these things, and I wish they would, but it feels like something is definitely cooking. And again, we are March, we are near, you know, the next financial quarter for Sega, and like I said, Frontiers has been 4 months old now, and it feels like it's finally time to start talking about DLC before some people start to get agitated. But of course, I want them to take their time and make something quality. But guys, let me know what you think. Am I crazy? Am I in the ballpark right here? Thank you all for watching. Of course, I'll see you all next time. Peace out.